Hi, friends, it's me. Today I'm going to show you Istanbul. Let's go. Istanbul is a city in Turkey. It is one of the largest cities in Europe with about 16 million people living there. The most special thing about Istanbul is that it is located on two continents. Most of the city is on the Anatolian side, which is in Asia, but some parts are on the European side. They are separated by a strait of water called the Bosphorus. You can see both sides from Istanbul. You can see the magnificent mosques, palaces, charming streets, and delicious food. No wonder millions of tourists come to Istanbul every year. My friends, Bear and Panda came to visit. Bear likes history and architecture. Panda likes food and shopping. We all had a great time in Istanbul. First, we visited the Hagia Sophia. It is one of the most beautiful buildings in the world. Its construction began in 532 AD and was completed in 537 AD for almost 1,000 years. It was the largest church in the world. In 1453, when Istanbul became the capital of the Ottoman Empire, it was turned into a mosque. Today, it is open to everyone as a museum. The building has been restored many times over the centuries. Inside, it is decorated with beautiful mosaics and has a huge dome. When you look up at the ceiling, you feel very small. Outside, you can climb to the top to have a good view of Istanbul. From the observation deck, you can see the domes of other mosques, the minarets, and the Golden Horn. You can also see the Sea of Marmara and the hills across the way. We spent a few hours here, and it was still not enough for us. Next, we visited the Blue Mosque. The Blue Mosque is one of the most famous mosques in Istanbul. It was built between 1609 and 1616. The mosque was designed by the royal architect of the Ottoman Empire. The interior of the mosque is decorated with beautiful blue tiles. That is why it is called the Blue Mosque. The mosque has 6 minarets, which used to be the symbol of Istanbul. Across from the mosque, you can find a park and an underground cistern. After the mosque, we went to the Grand Bazaar. It is one of the oldest and largest shopping centers in the world. The Grand Bazaar has more than 4,000 shops and thousands of years of history. There are many stories about how it was founded. According to legend, it was opened in 1461 by Sultan Mehmed II. He wanted to have a place where merchants could sell their goods. The first market was a covered bazaar with a fountain and a mosque. Over the years, more shops were added, and soon the Grand Bazaar was the biggest shopping center in Istanbul. Inside, you can find anything you want, from carpets and jewelry to spices and sweets. There are so many things to buy, you can get lost in this maze. Sometimes it can be difficult to find the exit. If you get tired of shopping, you can sit down at one of the many cafes and have a cup of Turkish coffee. We continued our trip on a ferry on the Bosphorus. The Bosphorus is a strait that connects the Black Sea with the Sea of Marmara. It is 30 kilometers long and separates Europe from Asia. Taking a ferry on the Bosphorus is one of the best ways to see Istanbul. You can choose between a short or long trip. On the short trip, the ferry goes up and down the Bosphorus. On the long trip, the ferry goes through the narrowest part of the Bosphorus. On the way, you will pass many palaces, mansions, and forts. You can take pictures and videos and enjoy the beautiful views. But sometimes the water can be choppy and the wind can blow a lot. So be careful with your phone. Now let me tell you about a very interesting palace. This is the famous Dolmabahce Palace. It was built in the 19th century and was the residence of the Ottoman sultans. The palace has a mixture of architectural styles such as Ottoman, Baroque, and Neoclassical. Inside, you can find everything from Chinese wallpaper to a golden staircase. One of the most interesting rooms is the Barrack Hall. It is 180 meters long and has a lot of gold leaf decorations. The last sultan who lived here was Mehmed VI. He died in 1926. After that, the palace was turned into a museum. Today, you can visit the palace and learn more about the Ottoman Empire. After the palace, we went to one of the most important symbols of Istanbul. It is the Galata Tower. The tower was built in 1348 and was originally used as a watchtower. Later, it became an important landmark of the city. Today, you can climb to the top and enjoy the view. From the observation deck, you can see the entire city. You can see the palaces, mosques, and the Golden Horn, and if you are lucky, you can see the snow-capped mountains on the other side of the sea. Near the tower, you can find a big shopping mall. In the evening, it is nicely lit and reflects in the water. Next, we walked along the Galata Bridge. The bridge crosses the Golden Horn and connects the old city with the new city. On the bridge, you can see the colorful boats and the fishermen. Under the bridge, you can find many restaurants and cafes. We sat down at one of them and ordered some snacks. Here in Turkey, they eat a lot of appetizers before the main dish. They are called meze in Turkish. Meze includes a variety of dishes such as eggplant, salad, tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, cheese, and bread. Everything is served on a big table and then everyone eats together. It is a great way to try different foods. Then we went to Istiklal Street. It is one of the most popular streets in Istanbul. The street is full of shops, cafes, restaurants, and historical buildings. At the end of the street, you can find Taksim Square. In the past, this was the center of Istanbul. Today, it is a popular meeting place. Near the square, you can find many hotels, theaters, and cinemas. Of course, we couldn't forget the food. In Istanbul, you must try the Turkish delight. It is a dessert made of flour, sugar, water, and starch. It is soft, chewy, and very sweet. You can add nuts, chocolate, or coconut. You can eat it before or after a meal. The next food you should try is the baklava. It is made of layers of dough, chopped nuts, and melted butter. It is very crispy and very sweet. You can eat it with ice cream or Turkish coffee. There are many legends about how baklava was invented. One of them says that it was created by an Armenian cook. Another one says that it was created by a Turkish cook. But everyone agrees that it tastes delicious. And finally, we played in Sultanahmet Square. It is a large square located in the heart of the old city. Around the square, you can find many important monuments and buildings, such as the Hagia Sophia, the Blue Mosque, and the Basilica Cistern. In the square, you can see many cats and dogs. They live there, and Istanbul is known for its friendly animals, so our adventure in Istanbul was amazing. We saw the most beautiful buildings, tried the delicious food, and made new friends. What do you think about Istanbul? Would you like to visit this city? Write down in the comments. And thanks for watching. See you next time.